Hi, everyone. So, I've been trying to watch more films to see if I can predict what will attract award season fervor in the upcoming year. I know I'm way behind actual insiders who get to attend exclusive and expensive film festivals around the world, but I'm still making my strides. I learned several weeks ago that Angelica Cinemas in New York City offers half price tickets for Tuesday screenings. They had advertised on becoming a Guinea fowl, and I was immediately intrigued because the film was all about Zambian people. I love seeing films from the continent, and I was surprised that it was produced by A24 since I consider myself a keen observer of A24 news. So I assumed the film was being slightly suppressed because it wasn't that good. Come to find out! The film is actually a masterpiece. On Becoming a Guinea Fowl is the second film from Ngano Nyoni, who made her first feature-length film in 2017 with I Am Not a Witch. On Becoming a Guinea Fowl follows a Zambian woman, Shuri, played by the entrancing Susan Chardy, as she navigates Zambian customs upon the death of her Uncle Fred. Shuri finds Uncle Fred dead on the street while returning home from a costume party. Her cousin Sansani, nimbly played by Elizabeth Chisella, also happens upon the body and sets the stage for what appears at first to be a comedic romp. Instead, the film descends into a devastating examination of traumas, their manifestations, and the complex system of traditions and image based culture that keeps people trapped in cycles of cruelty and hidden emotion. On Becoming a Guinea Fowl is a necessary watch for all people, but definitely insightful for those who belong to the African and Caribbean diaspora. And again, I'm always surprised as somebody of Haitian descent, somebody who's gone to Haiti in my childhood, just how similar a lot of things are between the Caribbean writ large and Africa. And of course, there's a lot of reasons for that. Throughout the film, we see a desperate grasping for any marker of superiority, which anyone of the diaspora knows is very common behavior of aunties and uncles, and the use of traditions to justify cruelty. Religiosity is also imposed viciously, as blame must be properly imposed because God would not simply have bad things happen without a reason. So, people must find the reason. The film definitely points out elements of life in developing countries like an inefficient and under resourced policing body, as well as an unreliable electrical grid. Shuri, who lives between the UK and Zambia, is uniquely positioned to observe the events as both an insider and an outsider. Films about the continent can often get trapped into becoming promotional pieces or even weird glorifications of the poverty that many people live in. But On Becoming a Guinea Fowl, in its simple conceit, manages to explore the way poverty is inescapable, even for those with money, and how the culture informs the treatment of those with little to their name. Despite being the financial provider for her father, and clearly a well regarded lawyer or law related professional, we see Surrey reduced to a server at a funeral party where men, fully capable of standing up and serving themselves, wait on women to serve them. The film explores how women are the enforcers of a patriarchal system, even when they stand to lose by looking away when harm is done. The film is beautifully shot and keeps visual metaphors throughout. Men are often framed in shadows, and those perceived as inferior are shot from above. I will say, leaving my screening, which was just me and a handful of other older white people, I was afraid about how non diaspora people would interpret the film. I got kind of defensive in my mind about how unfortunately common these violations are, and pointing out prominent people like Prince Andrews and how, we can't just blame this all on being African or black. But I realized that for those outside of the diaspora, it's still important to explore stories set somewhere unfamiliar and ask how you examine the plot outside of simply reducing everything to a quote unquote backward culture. Because again, what we see in this film is not, unfortunately, only in Zambia or African and Caribbean culture. This is very universal, and yes, it does make its appearance in Western culture as well. As you can tell, I'm being quite vague about the film's theme, but my dream is to have as many people as possible experience the film how I experienced it, to get that quick hint of what the film might be about, and then kind of experience a slow but steady resistance to having your deepest fears about the characters confirmed. I will single-handedly be responsible for trying to get this film more attention because it absolutely deserves recognition. I really hope people watch the film and discuss its central questions, as it serves as an important launching point for the necessary conversations we need to have in societies around the world. Thank you. This was Strategic Delusion.